Is the Pokemon Company gonna fix Scarlet and Violet? Patch notes have been released for the update coming out at the end of the month. Let's dig into it. As you can see, we haven't had an update since December 1st is the last time we had any kind of minor update, which wasn't a whole lot of anything. And we're getting version 1.2 at the end of February. So let's look and see exactly what it has. Thank you for playing the Pokemon series, below are some details, blah blah blah. They're going to add features to the Pokemon boxes, bug fixes that affect game progress, other updates, and they're continuing to take our feedback seriously and help improve the game. So hopefully, if this doesn't fix everything, then they continue to build upon this and make it even better. So let's look at some of the feature adjustments. And this is stuff that I briefly read over this already. This is some stuff that should have been in here already, but, you know, they're adding it now. So, added functionality for the Pokemon boxes. From a Pokemon's summary, players will be able to change nicknames, markings, held items, marks and ribbons, as well as reorder moves, remember moves, forget moves, and use TMs. Basically, if you've ever tried to do any of this stuff and realized you had to take that Pokemon out of the box and put it into your party, then you could do all that. Yeah, they're going to let you do it directly in the box now, which should have been there already. So, that's a W there. Great feature to add. That should have already been in the game, but, you know, it is what it is. And then players will be able to swap out held items by pressing the Y button when in the held items view. I believe you can actually do this in Sword and Shield, where you can just press Y when you're in the box and move items around. This will be a big help if you can do this also when you're selecting a Pokemon when you're going into a Tera raid, because I know some people like to, you know, switch around the held items that their Pokemon are using for raid, so that would be a big plus. Players will also be able to select all boxes while moving Pokemon or items in the party and boxes view and held items view. That means when you select like multiple Pokemon at once, you can go to the all boxes screen and just drop them in another box like you could in Sword and Shield. I don't know if everybody knew you could do that, but in Sword and Shield, you could just take any random amount of Pokemon and move them to another box that had that many free spaces, and it would just drop them all in there in order. It's a great feature. I love it. It definitely helped me organize my boxes that are a little out of control from my original playthrough. When in the battle team view, Pokemon in your boxes that are assigned to a battle team will now have their icons displayed in a darker hue if those Pokemon are members of the battle team that is currently being displayed. So you'll easily be able to recognize battle team members in the box. And the news screen will be displayed when you connect to the internet from the main menu, just as it is when you connect to the internet from the Poke Portal. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Alright, now on to some bug fixes for Tera raid battles. A bug that can prevent an opposing Tera Pokemon's HP gauge from properly reflecting damage done by certain moves, such as play rough, or certain stats conditions may occur in Tera raid battles, resulting in a Tera Pokemon's HP gauge fluctuating and user mana blah 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 blah. Yeah, we all know what this is. When they bring in a Azumarill, it uses play rough, and the HP bar goes to 0, and then it jumps back up to half. It was a bug, and they're going to fix that. Thank goodness. A bug that causes all Pokemon on your side to faint at once, despite their HP gauges indicating they still have HP, may occur in Black Crystal Tera raid battles, 7-star raids, against Pokemon with the Mighty Smart 7-star raids. This will be fixed. Yeah, I've had that happen before. Whenever you're in a Tera raid battle and then all of a sudden just everybody dies, and you're like, what the heck happened? And then you get kicked out and you're like, what the heck just happened? That's what happened. A bug that can temporarily prevent a player from entering any input into the game may occur if a Tera Pokemon takes certain actions while the player is choosing the target of their move. This will be fixed. Yeah, I know we've all had that happen many times, because I know it's happened to me. I've seen it happen to other people. You're trying to take a move and the game just says nope, and you can't do anything for a while. Sometimes you can't do anything at all and you have to just close out of the raid. I've had that happen. They don't really mention that specifically here, but yeah. Glad they're fixing that. And a bug that causes a miscommunication error may occur once connecting to a Tera raid battle sees a different Pokemon displayed on their screen than what the host sees. Yeah, I've never seen that happen before, so I don't know what that's about. But hey, they're fixing another bug. A bug may occur that causes players joining a Tera raid battle from the Tera raid search screen, when you're doing it with complete randos, to be brought to a Tera raid battle against a Pokemon different from the one they saw displayed. This will be fixed. I don't do many random Tera raids, so I've never personally experienced this bug. If you guys have, let me know down in the comments, but they're fixing it. A bug that causes Tera raid battle crystals not to appear for a set amount of time may occur under certain circumstances. This will be fixed. I had this happen to me very early on in the game. I think before the first update that they gave us. Not the day one patch, but the one back in December. So they're fixing that bug as well. That's cool. More bug fixes. This is just battles in general. Type matchups against Pokemon that have fainted will no longer appear when selecting a move or target during double battles. That's actually super annoying. Because I do a lot of VGC ranked battles, so when you're going to select a move and you're like, oh, hey, this is super effective, cool. Well, when you click on it, it's super effective against the Pokemon that's dead, because you knocked out one of the opponents already. So, not that, you know, I really need to know all the type advantages, because, you know I've been playing Pokemon for like 40 years. That's a nice feature to see them, nice bug to have fixed. A Zoroark that has terrestrialized and is disguised as another Pokemon via its illusion ability can be identified as a Zoroark by using the check target option. This is a bug will be fixed. Can you not check the target of terrestrialized Pokemon in general? I don't know if I've ever ran into a Tera Zoroark. I don't know what this bug is about. When a Zoroark has terrestrialized and it disguises another Pokemon via its illusion ability, the type matchups of the moves are displayed based on the type of the Pokemon that it's disguised as, rather than the Tera type. This is a bug will be fixed. So they broke Zoroark. Cool. And they're fixing it. The stats of a Dondozo with a Tatsugiri in its mouth will increase when Dondozo uses Order Up, even when the move should have been negated. For example, by an opponent using Protect, this is a bug will be fixed. I didn't really use Dondozo in VGC battles, but I know other people did. I didn't actually realize this was happening even when Protect was up. So this is good. I agree with this. This should not have been happening. You should not have been getting an attack boost by using a move. Like, it got negated because I used Protect. Yeah, you should not have still been getting an Order Up. No wonder Dondozo was so high in Series 1. If a Pokemon terrestrializes after using Destiny Bond and then faints, the effects of Destiny Bond will fail to activate. This is a bug will be fixed. I've never seen that happen. And then here is a few other things they're going to address, which these are probably even bigger than any of the other ones we've seen so far. They are going to address an issue that will cause the game to forcibly close at certain locations. As a result of this fix, there may be a reduction of Pokemon and people displayed in certain towns or in the wild. So I don't know what specific areas they're talking about where things would crash. Maybe they're talking about Lag Lake, but they're going to actually reduce the amount of Pokemon that may pop up at once. It could be the actual amount of spawn locations. I'm not entirely sure. I would be very sad. In case you guys don't know, you can only spawn in 15 Pokemon on the screen at one time. If they reduce that even lower, that would actually make shinies slightly rarer, because you wouldn't see as many encounters at once. So that's like a slight thing that would be better for some people that like to complain about that, but I like seeing 15 Pokemon at once, so I hope they don't reduce it too much. And if they do have to reduce it, you know, to make the game work better, whatever, do what you gotta do. Make this game freaking work better. I'm tired of this game being crazy. As long as it's only in certain locations. I don't know exactly what locations they're talking about, because they say towns and in the wild. I don't recall the game ever crashing for me in towns. Honestly, I have had 0 unexpected forced closures since the December update. Prior to that, it crashed all the time. I haven't had any issues since then, so I don't know exactly what they're fixing. The only time I know there's issues is like when it rains, and obviously the lake. Everybody knows it's super laggy there, so maybe that's mostly what they're talking about, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. When a Pokemon that is not part of the Paldea Pokedex is attained through a link trade, it is displayed as being registered to the Paldea Pokedex. This bug will be fixed. Okay, caught all of mine through the raid, so I didn't do any of those trades, but cool. Certain actions can cause the main character's expression to not change until the game is closed and reopened. This will be fixed. I've never personally experienced that, but I guess, yeah, if people were doing the emote stuff, it would freeze on that until you close and reopen the game. Kind of funny. A bug occurred for some players after Ranked Battles Season 1, wherein visiting the Ranked Battle screen immediately after season results were calculated caused a communication error. Right after players received the rewards. Following this error, players were unable to participate in any further Ranked Battles. This will be fixed. That seems like a lot bigger issue that they should have fixed sooner. If they haven't been able to participate in ranked battles since Season 1, we're on Season 3 now. Why was this not a hotfix? That's kind of messed up. So, so this means people, if they got the rewards properly, they didn't get any Masters rewards for Season 2, and they're probably not going to get them for Season 3. At least Season 3 ends, I think it's right at the end of February. I don't have it off the top of my head, and I'm not looking it up. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, even if the patch goes live before the season ends, highly doubt they're gonna be able to go to Masters that quick. I mean, they could if they're really good, but you know, they haven't played in a while, so they're probably really low rank, so it'd be a pain. But whatever. They should have fixed that sooner. Yeah. If a player has created several battle teams but does not use the battle team in the first slot for their ranked battles, they may not receive the Master Rank ribbon after winning ranked battles in the Master Ball tier. This will be fixed. I should probably check and see if that's the case for me. Because I've Master Balled in this season and the past 2 seasons. I should have Master Rank ribbon on more Pokemon than I do. I have to double check that. That might actually be affecting me. Because I don't use the first team always. I make multiple teams. When a Pokemon you caught comes back to you from another player through Link Trade, it may not listen to your commands in accordance with what was written in the profile app. Pokemon caught at level whatever or below, listen to your commands, this will be fixed. Yeah, so if you trade a Pokemon, if you start a new save, trade over your starter to another game, power level to 100, trade it back, it won't listen to you. Even though your starter is supposed to always listen to you and stuff like that. Apparently that's a bug, that it doesn't listen to you, so they're fixing that. I've personally haven't done that, but I get it. A bug is preventing the Pokedex from displaying additional entries, such as entries for shiny Pokemon or Pokemon that were received through surprise trades from players that play in different language. For Pokemon species that were already registered in the Pokedex, this will be fixed. Yeah, in Sword and Shield, you can like toggle between all the different variants of a Pokemon that you've collected in the Pokedex screen. Yeah, I don't really go into the Pokedex that much, but I've not seen that for any of the Pokemon, and I caught most of the Pokemon before I got a shiny of them, so there's maybe like 1 or 2 that the first Pokemon I caught was the shiny, but I don't know. Probably not. Objects such as Pokeballs may be displayed in certain locations of the field unintentionally. This will be fixed. And passerby will no longer be displayed during certain battles that take place in towns during the main story. I have no idea what this is talking about. The only thing I could think is sometimes you'll see like the NPCs just walk around even though you're in a battle. I think I have seen it happen in Mesagoza, in like when they fight in the town center, and some of the other random NPCs will just walk by right in the middle of the battle. I assume that's what they're talking about there. So, and then other select bug fixes will be implemented. At least they gave us what they did give us. That's a lot of information. But notes, we are planning further features and bug fixes not listed in these patch notes. Please check back here for full details when the update data is distributed. Update contents and details are subject to change. So I feel like this is pretty huge. So going over all of the other fixes, it doesn't seem like they're doing a lot about the frame rate and the lag of the game in general, and like a possible, like memory leak and all that kind of stuff. Seems like there's issues where the game completely crashes that they're going to try to fix. But outside of that, it didn't seem like they were doing a whole ton about lag in general, and I hope they really do fix that. Hope that's part of the bug fixes not listed, and they're going to do something about that. But the further features, most of the stuff that's features is all the box-related stuff. Basically stuff we should have already had. Stuff that we've had in previous generations. One thing that I want that they didn't list is mass release, like we had in Legends Arceus. Why don't we have mass release? I guess I understand what was in Legends Arceus, because you literally the point of the game was to catch, like 50 of a certain Pokemon to, complete certain Pokedex task. That was part of the game. So it makes perfect sense to have it in there. Well, we need it. We need it in all the games. It's a great feature. Give it back to us. I please hope that's included as a future feature. But maybe there's some surprises. I honestly, I don't know what else they could possibly be. I've heard other creators talk about how this is about the same time frame as when we got the first announcement and an update for Sword and Shield back in 2020. So that would have been 3 years ago. Around this time, we had an update as well. And they had a surprise release when they announced the DLC, and they had Galarian Slowpoke introduced. So maybe they do something like that. I don't know. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. I mean, new features. I'll take new features. Maybe we get something similar to Legends Arceus, where we had the Daybreak update where they changed mass outbreaks and stuff like that. I mean, I hope they don't really mess with mass outbreaks anymore. Give us something different, but maybe they could give us some updates like that. I don't really know. But I really hope that Pokemon fixes this game. I love this game. I have almost 500 hours in it. I've got a few friends that aren't as excited about the game as I am. But I really hope they keep doing this. I love that they've released this much patch notes. I've never seen this many patch notes for Pokemon about anything ever before. So this is a huge step in the right direction, at least. I wish they had more time to make this game. I would have been perfectly fine waiting a year, playing Legend Arceus or Sword and Shield or anything else, and waiting till this November for this game to come out originally. But whatever, it's too late for that now. Just fix the game, make it worth it. I want to play this game for years and years to come, and I hope it's lots of fun. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think some of these extra features are going to be, extra bug fixes. Does any of this stuff make you excited and want to pick it up again if you've put it down? I haven't stopped playing, obviously. So until next time, always keep training and never grow up. Chromer out.